26.
Welcome back, everyone. She became known all over the world as Baby Emma, the redheaded 4-year-old with big smile who died a terrible death at the hands of her mother's boyfriend.
And tonight, in a story you'll see only on Fox, Katie McCall takes a look at why no one stopped her abuser. Katie.
Melinda and Dunn, some people are not at all who they appear to be, and Emma Thompson's mother is proof of that. She had a great education and a job as a nurse, but she was a liar and a manipulator who beat the system and who chose a child rapist over her 4-year-old daughter. Many children are afraid that a monster will come into their bedrooms at night and harm them. 4-year-old Emma Thompson was no exception, but in her case, the monster was real. He was Lucas Coe, her mother's boyfriend, who's now serving life without parole for what he did to Emma.
He was a beautiful child with laughter and smiles, and I miss her every day. And I will miss her for the rest of my life.
Emma's mother, Abigail Young, was a nurse who left her husband, Ben Thompson, for Coe, who had an active child abuse case in one county and was being investigated in a second case.
I mean, her mother is the one that turned the blind eye. She wanted so badly for her relationship with Lucas Coe to go well that she let her daughter die and be murdered.
Coe moved in with Young and began molesting and sexually assaulting the 4-year-old. Less than 2 months later, Emma was dead.
7 weeks from the time Lucas Coe moved into my sister's home with my nieces, and 7 weeks later, my niece was dead. 7.
So why didn't someone intervene? Well, they tried to, and Emma's own mother stopped them at every turn.
She lied. She lied over and over again. It was like a bad Lifetime movie.
Amanda Matthews spoke up when she noticed Emma was not acting like her normal happy self and seemed to be scared of someone.
Asked me a lot of questions of when I was going home, what I was doing, how long are you staying, type thing. So I asked, my sister at that point, what's wrong with Emma?
Abigail Young claimed it was because she was divorcing Emma's dad.
My sister was very good at telling me what I wanted to hear. That it doesn't matter if your sister, your family members, what their educational background is, who they are, how wonderful of parents they've been in the past. If you think something's wrong, you contact the authorities. It may have saved my niece.
The next person to express concern was Emma's pediatrician.
When she was going to the bathroom, she screamed out in pain.
At age 4, Emma tested positive for an STD and had unusual bruising that indicated sexual abuse.
So that was the very first huge red flag that something was wrong with her.
The pediatrician asked Abigail Young if there was anyone new around Emma.
Do you have a garage man? Do you have a guy that works in the lawn? Do you have anybody that would be in and around the house? A working guy, some kind of guy that helps around the house, does some carpentry? Anybody? No, she doesn't have anybody like that. Nobody in the house. She says it's a solid family. Ben still lives there. Abby lies to the doctor about who's in the house.
Adding to the problem, prosecutors say was a missed opportunity for Emma to speak one-on-one.
Possibly incorrectly done was the doctor questioning Emma in front of her mother. So the only thing that Emma said was that Luke holds me tight.
The doctor did call CPS, which investigated.
The CPS worker wanted to know who was around this child.
Once again, Young had a story prepared.
Abby did not tell the truth. Abby told her that she and her husband lived together with the family. There was no other outside anybody that was involved. Abby lied to them.
And they believed her. The next opportunity to intervene came when Emma had her CPS-required physical exam.
Texas Children's Hospital did a full physical exam of Emma and found that there was no trauma to her. None.
And to the prosecutor's dismay, no follow-up exam was scheduled.
That person doesn't work at Texas Children's Hospital any longer.
The night before Emma died, there was one final attempt to intervene, this time from a neighbor who saw Emma and was worried.
She had a huge spot of blood on her underwear, and she asked Abby about it and said, what's wrong? Why does Emma have that? And Abby made something up. She fell on a ladder.
The next day, Young said she left Emma at home.
Emma was inside with Lucas, and the bedroom door was locked.
She returned to find Emma's lifeless body. Emma was not breathing.
We believe that Emma was dead at that point.
She was taken to the hospital but never revived. Most of the autopsy details are too graphic for broadcast, but Emma had a fractured skull, lacerated internal organs, multiple bruises, and injuries to her sexual organs indicative of a violent sexual assault. The cause of death was trauma to the abdomen, believed to have occurred while the 4-year-old was being raped by Lucas Coe. There was also something on her body no one expected. Super glue on Emma's skull, where Abigail Young had tried to glue her own child's head back together. Right up until the end, Young was there, not to protect Emma, but to cover for Coe.
And she just served her up to Lucas.
She protected him.
Of course she protected him, yes. Over and over and over, yeah.
Abigail Young is now serving 20 years for her role in Emma's death.
She was a mom. You don't do things like that. You protect your children at any expense.
And that real-life monster, Lucas Coe, will die in prison.
In the end, Emma's justice mattered, and that Lucas Coe would never, ever hurt another child. Ever.
Abigail Young is up for parole in 2018. Her sentence ends in 2030. A lot of good things have been done in Emma Thompson's name, like Emma's Law, which was passed to make sure people who are convicted of felony crimes against children and who are parole eligible can only come up for parole every 5 years instead of every year. CPS also made a policy change. Now, when a child has an STD, that child is automatically removed from the home. Katie McCall, Fox 26 News.
Katie, thank you.